Greetings and salutations, everyone's favorite ghoulish gamer here. With the release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch, which added 6 new playable characters, including Gold Mario, because apparently Pink Gold Peach needed a companion who met her standards, sorry Metal Mario, Inkling Boy and Girl Splatoon fame, everyone's favorite undead nuisance Dry Bones, Luigi's arch nemesis King Boo, and of course the sole heir of Bowser's Empire, Bowser Jr., I have to say I'm pretty happy with the Mario Kart 8 roster, but still argue that, unlike Super Smash Bros., there's really no need to look outside the Mario universe for racers, because there are so many underutilized characters who could have filled those spots quite easily. Which brings me to my list of characters that I'd like to see on the Mario Kart 9 roster. Starting us out, I think it goes without saying that the Mario brothers are the obvious starters for this list. There wouldn't be a Mario Kart without the brothers. Well, at least not without Mario, though being a younger sibling myself, I'm not especially keen on seeing Luigi left out of, well, out of anything, to be honest. I firmly believe that any variation of the brothers, however, including Metal, Gold, Tanuki, etc., well, they don't require their own separate spot on the roster list. However, that doesn't mean that they need to be left out completely, because it does add variety. So instead of completely omitting them from the game, why not make each version an alternate selectable costume, like they do in Super Smash Bros. But Jeffrey, the process to make separate skins, meshes, and voices takes time and effort and money. I hear you angrily yelling at the computer screen or tapping on your keyboard. My only response to that is, deal with it. When I'm playing Mario Kart, I really don't want to be racing against 5 different versions of Mario. But what about the baby variants, you exclaim? Alright, I'll give you the baby versions of the characters because there would be a lot more work required to putting them in the game opposed to, say, Metal Mario or Pink Gold Peach, although I'm not going to add them to my wish list of characters. Next on the list are the princesses. Truly, what would a Mario title be without everyone's favorite damsels in distress? They're both quite unique and interesting characters. Princess Peach, while very prim, proper, and dainty, has proven to be as tough as the boys, for she didn't hesitate before jumping into action when the Mario brothers were kidnapped in Super Princess Peach. Need I add that she's always showering Mario with cakes and candies? What man could resist? Princess Daisy, on the other hand, is a bit of a tomboy. My only reservation with Princess Daisy is that her character has yet to truly be explored. At any rate, the Mario Kart games are already bursting at the seams with too much testosterone, so these ladies are a must. Moving right along, we find Bowser and Bowser Jr. I remember when I first played the original Super Mario Kart, it was the first time I remember seeing a villain as a playable character in any video game, and I was quite ecstatic. Bowser makes an excellent heavyweight in every Mario Kart, and he's my go-to character. In regards to Bowser Jr., now I'm going to admit that at his conception in Super Mario Sunshine, I wasn't especially thrilled at the concept. The motherless Koopalings were Bowser's children, so where did this runt come from, and why did Nintendo tell me that the Koopalings weren't Bowser's children anymore? Regardless, over the years, Bowser Jr. has grown on me. I like seeing him interacting with Bowser, and the two are permanently a team in my mind. That, however, doesn't mean that I don't still like the Koopalings. I'm quite affectionate towards them, which is why they're next on my list. Oh, Jeffrey, you're just a great tuna head. You keep preaching variety, yet you want Bowser, Bowser Jr., and all 7 Koopalings, I hear you exclaim, and the answer to that is yes. All the Koopalings are very unique in their appearance and personalities. I think they lend a great variety to the game. You might also complain that the Koopalings are overused in the Mario franchise, and all I have to say to that is, well, you're wrong. See, after their appearances in Mario's Missing, Yoshi's Safari, and Hotel Mario, all of which came out between 1993 and 1994, the Koopalings weren't seen again until Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which came out nearly a decade later. They added quite a variety to the Mario Kart 8 roster with their differences in appearances and weight classes, etc. I think that they make a great addition to the franchise, and I don't see any reason why they should be excluded. Next on our list is Donkey Kong and his predecessor Cranky Kong. It would be silly not to include everyone's favorite primate, besides Donkey Kong Jr. was included in the original Super Mario Kart, and he makes an excellent babyface heavyweight. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, the Donkey Kong who appears in the original arcade game and the Donkey Kong who appears in the Donkey Kong Country franchise are not the same character. No, Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong's grandfather, is in fact the disgruntled ape who kidnapped Mario's girlfriend and held her captive at the top of a construction site. As I mentioned in my video, 15 characters that should be and still could be in Mario Kart 8, Cranky Kong finally became a playable character 30 years after his first appearance in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which shows that he's still as agile and active as any of the other Mario Kart contestants, and I think he'd be an excellent, albeit amusing, addition to the roster. Moving swiftly along, we find everyone's favorite anti-heroes, Wario and Waluigi. While Bowser is certainly my favorite character, Wario is truly my spirit animal. He's a hot-tempered man who's driven by greed. He isn't concerned with what anyone thinks about him, but rather focuses on achieving his goal, which is usually accumulating as much wealth as possible and living luxuriously. Did I mention he owns his own business creating video games? At any rate, Wario makes a great heavyweight on the roster, and the Wario-themed tracks are usually among my favorites. On the other hand, much like Princess Daisy, Waluigi's personalities and traits need to be fleshed out a bit more, but he is the ultimate personification of the classic cartoon villain. He has an evil laugh, a thin mustache that he can twirl, and he has a fondness for explosives. What's not to like? Waluigi makes an excellent middleweight contestant on any Mario Kart roster. Next on our list are the Toads, more specifically Toad and Toadette. Not including the Toads in some way would be an insult to the franchise, for they typically play a vital role in every Mario game, but it's important for me to focus on the Toad who appeared as a prominent character in every Mario game up until Super Mario Sunshine, where he was subsequently pushed aside to focus on other Toads, such as Toadsworth, Captain Toad, Blue Toad, and Yellow Toad. As a result of nostalgia, this simply doesn't sit well with me, so it's important that Toad is at least featured as a lightweight character in Mario Kart. That doesn't mean that other Toads have to be left out. For the most part, all Toads act and sound the same, so it wouldn't be too difficult to include everyone's favorite Toads as alternative selectable costumes. Yoshi comes in at a 20 on my wish list. He's appeared as a playable character in every Mario Kart title to date and remains a fan favorite. In Mario Kart 8, Nintendo added a variety of alternate colors to choose from, and it's something I hope becomes a trend in future titles. And coming in at number 21 is the second most common baddie found in the Mario universe, the Koopa Troopa. Much like the Toads and Yoshi, the Koopa Troopas offer a unlimited number of possibilities for alternative costumes. For example, the Hammer Brothers, and then there's Koopa, Paracoopa, and Tootin' Koopa from the Paper Mario series, and of course the unlimited colors to choose from in regards to their shells. And this ends part 1 of my wishlist for the Mario Kart 9 roster. If you enjoyed today's video, please click the like button, subscribe, and feel free to agree or disagree with my choices in the comment section below. Also, make sure to check out my other videos like the Gamer Ghoul series. It's a weird cross between the angry video game nerd and Nintendo Power. And with that, I bid you farewell for now.